Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach, behind the mic with Mike Joseph, as we welcome you to a big weekend of Lafayette College football. And, Mike, it's been a long time since games in November have meant as much as this game does for Lafayette.
It's amazing to be this deep in a season with a new coach, a new staff, a revitalized energy within that locker room, and to be 3-1, should be 4-0, and I'm sure a lot of guys behind the mic will talk about that. But they are in a position right now to really top off this season where they want to be.
Colgate, Lehigh, and Lafayette are all at 3-1 going into the next couple of weeks. Lafayette, of course, has Colgate and Lehigh in front of them, so they are a master of their own destiny. But this certainly may be the biggest test Lafayette has had in the Patriot League for sure. You know, I look at this team, and I look at all their stats, and I look at their individual people, and one word just pops out at me, and that word is balance. I mean, their defense, they don't have a tackler that has more than 40 tackles. They don't have a runner over more than 500 yards. They've got a couple of guys that are right around the 500-yard mark. They've got a freshman quarterback. They've got a good line, a good defensive. I mean, they're just such a balanced football team.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Coach Hunt does so well is he plugs and plays. He finds, and that goes back to recruiting. He finds guys that are going to fit into his system. They don't recruit outside their system. They recruit the proper linemen they need to pull and run the zone. They recruit strong inside tackle-to-tackle running backs. And they recruit an athletic quarterback that can take it to the edge and throw a little bit. And that's exactly what they have. And then they develop those players. Defensively, they have them in an attack mode. They were great last year. They were top 5 in FCS in defense. They don't give up a lot of yardage, although they did to Lehigh a little bit through the air. So that might be a little bit of a hitch in their giddy-up. So, but this is a team that, like you said, they're just so well-balanced. They do everything well. So you not only have to prepare for them defensively, but you got to score points against this team to outscore them, and then you got to be great on special teams.
Normally, you'd look at their roster and their starting lineup, and they're too deep, and you'd lick your chops a little bit because they have a freshman quarterback. But Grant Brenneman may be the most valuable player on the offensive side of the football in the Patriot League. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been terrific, and he's just done exactly what they've asked him to do. They asked him to run the football. He can do that. He can throw it to the perimeter. He's been extremely accurate, more accurate than I ever thought a freshman could be. But in that offense, a lot of time you're throwing to wide open guys because you're coming off the play action. Everything comes off that. So Lafayette and other teams have committed 7, 8, and 9 guys to the run, and then all of a sudden you got guys running wide open. So that I expect that accuracy to be high. But he's run the offense. He hasn't made a lot of mistakes. Look at his touchdown to the interception rate. It's amazing.
It is certainly amazing, and he is a guy that you have to stop because of the read option that he runs virtually every single play. For Lafayette, they're coming off another shutout. They went 9 quarters now without giving up a touchdown in the Patriot League. They're giving up, if you take away the Bucknell touchdowns, which they had nothing to do with on the 2 interception touchdowns, they are giving up 4.25 points per game in the Patriot League. It's astounding, but you get the feeling this week there's going to be more points scored, which means we need to score more points.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that onus completely falls on the offense. They're going to have to move the ball, not from a standpoint of putting 30 points on the board, but from a standpoint of giving the defense a rest, converting third downs and staying on the field. If you get off the field 2 consecutive third downs, 3 and outs in a row, I guarantee you're going to give Colgate the ball 1 out of 3 times. They're going to put some sort of points on the board. So offensively, Lafayette's got to do a better job finishing drives. They're going to have to not have any what I call wasted. You and I talk about wasted possessions. And then obviously Michael Turk, who's been fantastic, is going to have to pin them deep. So if we stay on the same path we've had with Fordham and with Bucknell and some of these other teams, play good defense, increase the opportunities, and convert, field goals are not going to do it. We're going to need touchdowns, and we're struggling right now kicking the football.
And I'm glad you mentioned Michael Turk, Special Teams Player of the Week. In fact, I might make him the Defensive Player of the Week, the Offensive Player of the Week. He just was great at keeping Georgetown pinned deep in their own territory. What a weekend of Patriot League football. Lehigh takes on Holy Cross, a team that can score at will against the defense that has allowed teams to score at will. And Lafayette takes on Colgate here at Fisher Stadium. Make sure you join us. It's a 12:30 start. Mike and I will be there. John Leone will be there. And we're going to bring you a good football game. For Behind the Mic and Mike, I'm Gary Laubach. Thanks for joining us.